All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to get started. Great to see good representation here. Lots of different folks joining in from all over today. And before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to do a quick land acknowledgement. And apologies, you may hear my dog in the background. She very much likes to be a part of these things, so I do apologize for that. So I'm just going to start with a short land acknowledgement before handing it off to our CEO, Shannon, to introduce the evening. So today we're gathering virtually, but DTBY is located on the treaty lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and the traditional territory of many nations, including the Haudenosaunee, the Huron-Wendat peoples, and is also home now to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. At Dare to Be Youth Charity, we are proud to promote the spirit of helping, sharing, and caring for our neighbors without the expectation that has been exemplified by each of these nations as the first peoples of this land for thousands of years. We wish to acknowledge our gratitude for the ongoing opportunity to live, work, and build community on this land. We all have a collective responsibility to care for each other, to care for these lands, and it is past time to turn reflection into action. And we challenge ourselves and everyone joining us here to commit to at least one tangible next step to move this work forward. So thank you again so much for being here, and I'm going to hand it off now to Shannon, who is going to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on this beautiful day. I don't know where you are, but it is absolutely glorious out here today. This has been a year in the making, let me just say that, and we are so excited that you're here to learn more about DTBY's financial literacy online learning program, Enhance Your Finance. Over the past few years, DTBY has heard time and time again from our mentees that they are worried about the future, and this is only intensified due to the COVID pandemic and as well the rising cost of living, and conflicts around the world. And our young people need support and guidance more now than ever before. What would be surprising to many, though, is that one of the biggest stressors of youth in Ontario today is finances, and that they don't know how to save or invest. And they're actually worried that they're not going to be able to afford a post-secondary education. And this is backed up by research. In fact, FP Canada, for example, finds that personal finance is the #1 stressor for Canadians, while the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada found that half of Canadians have lost sleep because of financial worries. And these challenges start with the youth. And in fact, with less than 20% of them feeling like they know enough about personal finances, that is really quite scary. And in addition, Ontario students have the lowest average scores on the financial literacy test. So our goal, DTBY's goal, is to change that statistic. And as we all know, community is the key component to thriving in wellness, and DTBY has placed a large emphasis on developing and working alongside community partners to also reach students from underrepresented populations. And we have adapted our programming to focus on the needs of these populations. And one of the purposes of these partnerships is to ensure that we include youth in our programs from a diversity of backgrounds and communities, and to seek out feedback to ensure our programs are actually culturally appropriate for a diverse population. So recognizing the diversity of the community we serve and the systemic barriers faced by underserved communities in accessing social services, DTBY has a comprehensive plan built around the principles of nothing for us without us, to ensure our programs are inclusive and accessible and as accessible as possible. And as we grow and expand DTBY's financial literacy program into 2024, we'll be looking to partner with schools and organizations to bring the Enhance Your Finance workshop directly to you, which is really exciting. And later on in the program, we're going to do a quick poll at the end to have you let us know if you're interested in us bringing the workshop to your school or youth organization. And finally, as an organization that is truly youth-led and youth-serving, our Community Youth Council, our CYC, play a key role in shaping the development of our programs. This includes providing feedback throughout every stage of the program development, from the development of learning outcomes to the design of the program activities. In fact, the CYC has been instrumental in the development of our Enhance Your Finance program as well, by helping pilot test the course before it actually goes live to the public today. So I would love to just have them share a few words, and I'll have Drew play a quick video to share with you.
have shown that financial and emotional wellness are inextricably linked, as knowing how to save, invest. According to FP Canada, personal finance is a #1 stressor for Canadians, and this challenge starts with youth. More than 80% of youth feel like they don't know enough about personal finance, such as how to save, invest, and how to afford post-secondary education. Money management is a skill that is vital for adulthood. However, it is often overlooked by school curriculums. By having access to financial literacy, youth are less likely to fall into cycles of poverty and more likely to be able to attend post-secondary education, allowing them to create a legacy of success. In addition, studies have shown that financial and emotional wellness are inextricably linked, as knowing how to save, invest, earn, and spend greatly contributes to one's overall wellness and stability. Also, increased financial literacy leads to greater resilience during unpredictable and predictable life events. Money is a part of everyone's lives. No one can avoid having to deal with money. When youth enter adulthood, they will have to learn how to manage paying for food, transportation, housing, as well as personal expenses such as clothing and trips effectively. Having access to financial education now will set youth up for mental stability and financial education and financial success in the future.
I believe that financial education is important to learn at a young age because as we get older, we're going to have to make a lot of important decisions, and a lot of them are going to involve saving and know how to spend our money wisely, such as saving up for university, saving up to buy a house, to buy a car, and eventually for retirement. If we learn how to spend wisely and invest wisely and budget when we're younger, we have a lot less stress for when we're older, and we will be able to properly carry out our life goals.
With daily costs of living on the rise, it is more important now than ever before that we know how to manage our finances. In the school system, many youth fail to learn and develop the skills necessary to make smart financial decisions. Unless they learn from family, friends, or from the internet, many youth do not know basic financial skills like saving, budgeting, and filing taxes. This is where the Enhance Your Finance program comes in. In this program, you will learn all these basic skills, so much more, fun facts, or even all about the different types of investments, but I guarantee you there's something to learn for everyone. So go now, sign up for the program, and I promise you won't regret it.
Financial literacy, especially in today's society, is such an essential subject that schools should be reinforcing in their curriculums. Money is a crucial part of our lives as human beings, and it is so important because of that youth is able to make informed decisions about their finances that will help them positively in their futures. DTBY's Enhance Your Finance course has helped me to do exactly this, with really detailed overviews of each aspect of finance, as well as really wise guidance and unique platforms where everyone is able to share their thoughts without being judged. DTBY helps youth to gain the necessary knowledge, but also skills to overcome the financial challenges that will come to face us in the near future. I have learned how to earn, spend, save, budget, and invest wisely because of this course, and I know that it will help all of you to do the same. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you so much to our incredible CYC for taking a moment to pilot test the course. They've been working behind the scenes to really help us out with that, to give us any sort of feedback so we can make it as amazing as possible to any youth that wants to take part in it. So a big thank you to them for their support with that. So excited now, before we dive into a bit more into the meat and potatoes of the program, what we're offering. I'm very excited to introduce our special guest tonight, the member of Provincial Parliament, Natalie Pierre from Burlington, to share a few words about the importance of this type of work in the community. So Natalie, I'm just going to spotlight you on here, and feel free to jump in and share a few words.
All right. Well, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. And it's thanks again, Drew, for the warm introduction. So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for inviting me to participate in today's celebration. So that's exactly what it is. It's celebrating DTBY's new financial resiliency program. So thanks to the support of the Ontario Trillium Foundation through the Resilient Communities Fund. The first online course, Enhance Your Finance, starts today. So financial literacy is a crucial life skill that young people need to learn to make informed decisions. And Dare to Be You has had a significant impact on the community by providing young people with opportunities for personal growth and community engagement. Programs like these help youth make better informed decisions about their finances and their future. And in my role as the parliamentary assistant to the Minister of Colleges and Universities, I've witnessed firsthand the difference between students who understand finances and those who still need some help. So congratulations once again on your successful grant application, and thank you for all you're doing for students, for our youth, and for our community here in Burlington.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Natalie. It's a pleasure to have you here. Really appreciate you taking the time to be here today to share your thoughts. Couldn't agree more. I think, youth are not only the future, but they're very much leaders today too. And it's important that we really uplift their ability to be financially resilient and to understand how to really start their life as an adult, whether it's going to post-secondary education, going right into the workforce. That's so important to make sure that financial literacy is an important piece of the puzzle. So thank you to the work that you're doing to make that possible, and thank you for being here. And I'm now excited to share a bit more of the kind of the nitty-gritty of the program, to dive into what exactly we're doing with this first piece of the financial resilience program, and to thank a couple of people that have helped out along the way as well. So I'm just going to share a presentation on here and go through that. Okay, so bear with me. Okay, so hopefully everyone can see the screen okay. So yeah, thank you again so much for being here. So this is, of course, to celebrate the launch of our Enhance Your Finance course. So this is the first course to be the first phase of our broader financial resilience program. And I'll talk a little bit more later on about what that means and what that's going to look like. But first, I want to just dive in and share kind of the higher level of what the course exactly is. So as MPP Natalie Pierre mentioned, this program is brought to you by the Ontario Trillium Foundation. It was an agency of the government of Ontario, of course, a generous grant through the Resilient Community Fund to help make this possible, to help build the infrastructure behind the course, to help, put everything together, to pilot test it, all those sorts of things. So big thank you to them for making this possible. Also want to say a big thank you to our friends at CM2 Media for their support with the design of the course. They really helped pull it all together. Big thank you to Olga and Mark from that team for making that happen. I'm going to introduce a couple more folks later on as well, including Whitney and Kaylee, who played a huge role in designing the content behind it. And so I'll introduce them a bit later on as well. And they're actually going to share a few words. So a little bit about the course. It's a 5-part beginners course dedicated to helping youth develop their financial literacy skills and to develop a financial plan and ultimately experience life at the fullest. So it's meant to be really an introduction to youth, for youth, to the concept of financial literacy. It's meant to be accessible. It's meant to be easy to understand, to give them kind of the basic knowledge to really to start their careers and their post-secondary education journeys. So it includes a number of different activities, quizzes, content, videos, really meant to give youth a holistic understanding of their financial wellness. So it's broken down into 5 core modules, the first of which is financial goal setting, the second of which is budgeting, the third which is managing your savings, fourth, investing, and fifth, taxes. So these modules were developed through some incredible folks who joined us. They're professional financial advisors. They joined us as volunteers to help develop this program, and that is Whitney Laval and Kaylee Lacey, who I'm going to introduce a bit later on. So this program was developed with the support of financial professionals, which I think is, of course, important, and then with the input of our youth council as well. So these topics really emerged from us getting initial feedback from our youth council, our community youth council, about what sort of things they needed support with when it came to financial literacy, what things they thought were the most important as they begin their post-secondary journey, And so that's what really the purpose of this is. So some of the key concepts that we cover in each of those modules. The first one is setting SMART goals, the importance of goal setting in financial planning. Next is budgeting, so calculating your income, determining monthly expenses and trying to plan those out. And then the wonderful 50-30-20 rule for budgeting, of course. Then there's savings, which is the third module. So we dive into saving for the future and for emergencies, good versus bad debt, and the rule of 72. Then in the investing section, we go into RSPs, TFSAs, which are obviously super important. So you can get started early on those, the difference between the main investment vehicles that are out there and the different risks that come with that, the importance of diversification and risk management. So really give them a high level basic overview of investing. And then of course, the most popular taxes, so federal tax rates, payroll deductions, capital gains versus incomes, giving them that basic understanding of taxes. So that's kind of the higher level overview of the different modules. So what the learning outcomes are for this. So first, participants will be able to describe the key components of a financial plan. So we really want them to understand, once they finish the course, that they should really have, by going through it and going through the steps, a financial plan that they can use to start their career, start their post-secondary education, for whatever, to help their family develop a financial plan that's individual to them. Then, of course, participants will develop the skill to cope with and persevere through financial hardship. An important aspect of this course, of course, is the proactivity piece. It's not meant for people that are, necessarily already in financial hardship, although they could be, but really it's meant to also be proactive to help them develop the skills to avoid falling into a place of financial hardship, but if they're in that, how to kind of persevere and overcome that. Third, participants will recognize that financial wellness is a core component of thriving. As some of the folks before said, it is one of the biggest mental health concerns of Canadians, including youth. And so it's important to recognize that and make sure that we're working on that as an important piece of improving our mental wellness, and that they'll feel empowered to begin saving and investing their money, and the importance of doing so, and understand the importance of doing so at any age. So those are the different learning outcomes that come with this program. Next, in terms of next steps, so what we've been doing over the last couple of months, really, over the last year, is developing the program. And so that was with the support of our amazing financial advisor volunteers, who you're going to hear from right after this, from our friends at CM2 Marketing, developing the course, putting it together, getting it up on our website in a test form. And then over the last couple of weeks, we've had a number of our youth council who've been really testing out the program, and taking an opportunity to make sure that, identify any bugs, bring forward any sort of feedback about, the course contents. We can make sure it's as good as possible for when we release it to the public. It is still obviously in its early stages, so we are still beta testing it as we go as well, and accepting feedback on an ongoing basis to make sure we're continuing to improve the course as we roll it out. So what we're looking to do after we launch the course publicly, which is happening tonight, is we really much see this as step one in a larger financial resilience program that will lead to future program opportunities for youth in Halton, Hamilton, and beyond, which includes live seminars and in-person courses, mobile financial literacy resources for youth that they can access on their phones, and additional self-serve courses as well. So we see this as being course one of many different courses in the future. And we're also looking for partnership opportunities too, at this point in time. So we're very much looking for community organizations, schools, corporate partners who are interested in partnering with us to grow this financial resilience program. So what could that look like? That could look like, bringing this program to the youth that your organization serves or that your school serves. It could be with helping us develop additional courses. It could be, making a contribution to support the course so we can expand it and scale the impact. So many different ways that, we're looking for support here. And we're going to look to do a poll near the end of the webinar tonight to gather some feedback on how folks might be interested in partnering. So those are some opportunities coming up. So you can check it out yourself. The course is now available to the public at enhanceyourfinance.dtby.ca. I'll make sure to send the link out to everyone who attended as well afterwards via email. But make sure to check it out. You can register. Please note, as I mentioned before, it's still currently in beta, which means it's still, you might find the occasional little hiccup or bug here or there, or there might be a little spelling mistake. Please let us know. Please pass on that feedback, because like I said, we're always looking to improve the course. If you have any questions, of course, as well, you can get in touch with us. You can contact us at info@dtby.ca or check out our website. We also have a form there where you can send in a message to us. So that's a little bit about the course and a little introduction to Enhance Your Finance. So what I'm going to do now is, sorry, bear with me one second. Let's open up my agenda here. I'm going to hand it off now to our wonderful two volunteers that really helped make this happen. And that, of course, is Kaylee Lacey and Whitney Lavelle, who are two financial advisors and who volunteered their time and support for to DTBY for this program. So we're going to start off with Whitney, who's going to share a few words about the program, why it's important to her, and what it was like helping volunteer with developing this program. So I'm just going to spotlight Whitney, and thank you so much for being here, Whitney.
Hi, thanks, Drew. It's so nice to see such a nice turnout, and I hope everyone got outside at least at some point today to enjoy the weather. There was multiple reasons why I wanted to be involved with the Dare to Be Youth team in the construction of the course, and the three main reasons are all obviously focused around the youth. The first reason being, as mentioned in the videos by the youth, I don't feel as though the education system has a proper curriculum implemented as of right now in order to teach the youth basic financial literacy. I also feel like there is a great number of youth that don't have a role model or a mentor to basically show them that the right ways to use money and basically how to understand finances. The third reason is the amount of improper and inaccurate information that the youth have access to. So when I circle back to the education system, I know when I was in elementary school, high school, and even university studying finance, I never got the chance to learn any sort of basic finances, which is funny because you'd think that being a finance major, you would learn the basics. But that extended to today. I know I've talked to a few teachers, and they said that we are in the infancy stage of involving financials in the curriculum. I still feel like we have a long way to go when it comes to developing this curriculum, but at least there's a start. I just think this course would enhance it a great deal. I know from my personal experience, I have a bunch of friends that had parental figures or guardians that didn't necessarily make the best financial choices while they were younger. And this greatly impacted them as children and even into their adult life. So where, for example, I have a couple friends whose parents lived paycheck to paycheck, not because they necessarily had to, but because they were making poor financial decisions. And that led these individuals to go one of two ways. The first way is these individuals now save every ounce of money they make and even forego necessities in their life because they're so scared to end up living paycheck to paycheck. The other side of the coin is I have friends that spend every single dollar they make because they didn't get those chances to get items or things when they were younger because their parents were making irresponsible financial decisions. Now, these individuals tend to be scared of money, and I want this course to show youth that money is actually in saving and budgeting, and this financial resilience is a tool in order to get you to the next step in life, and it shouldn't be something to steer away from or to be scared of. The third reason, I'm sure many of you know how many different platforms of social media are out there, some of which I may not know myself, but I have a bunch of clients, older and younger, that send me posts, reels, stories, TikToks, asking me if the advice they're finding online is credible or accurate. Most of the time, I would say, honestly, it's inaccurate, and it scares me a bit that the greater population, specifically the youth, have access to this. Because if they're not receiving information they need on finances at school or at home, the only secondary place that they can rely on this information from is really the internet. So that being said, the internet's great when they provide you accurate information, but inaccurate can cause detrimental effects to especially the youth. So by having this Dare to Be Youth course, I feel like that is a great resource for the youth to go to, knowing they are getting credible and accurate information from. And I have had such a great time with Drew, Shannon, and Kaylee developing this course. And I think it's something very, very beneficial. I know the youth has so much to worry about today, and I don't think finances should be one of the things they have to worry about. So as a financial advisor, I feel as though it's my duty to take the worry about finances off people's plate and educate where I can. I'm going to pass it off to Kaylee, who will discuss why she feels like this course is important. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, everyone. And like Whitney said, my name is Kaylee Lacey, and I graduated along with my colleague Whitney at Brock University with a degree in finance and economics. And since then, I have completed my licensing exams, and I now practice as a financial advisor as well. So I'm really happy to be here today. In addition to what has already been shared, I feel that education is very powerful, and it's so important to educate our young people so that they can understand the importance of financial literacy and they can be self-sufficient and enjoy a life of abundance and prosperity. Looking at the cost of things today, educating people now will only benefit them for their whole life and allow them to give back to the community and be financially independent, especially for our youth, because they may not have a mentor or parents who had access to this information, and so they may not be educated themselves in this particular area. And I hope that this program will get the youth thinking in the right direction, because I see firsthand the benefits of starting to invest at a younger age and the success that comes along with that and having the long-term time horizon, especially in meetings as we get to know our clients. And we notice that older clients don't always have a basic understanding or confidence in their finances. And sometimes they're even afraid to ask questions. So it's very important to me to educate the youth today so that they don't run into these same problems in the future. And I hope this program will be used by many as another tool for education. And that's really what we do as financial advisors, is to educate and help our clients. This program has that same goal in mind, to help people thrive and prosper in their life by having a base knowledge of a very important topic that relates to everybody. It's no different than any other field. It's always beneficial to have a base understanding and then use professionals to enhance and build upon one's knowledge for success. We take a very large and complex industry and break it down into smaller bite-sized pieces that the youth can work with. So this tool is available to create awareness in the financial world, to build confidence, to support better choices, and create action to be taken that points people in the right direction for the long run. So hopefully it will even spark some interest in the financial field as a career path as well. I know I wish I had this resource available when I was younger. It's been an absolute honor to create this program, and we're so proud to present it as an opportunity for today's youth to be set up for success. So I'm very happy that Dare to Be Youth is providing this tool, and we thank you for letting us be a part of making that impact.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Kaylee and Whitney. Really, really appreciate all you've done. They've been working nonstop behind the scenes for the past several months, probably 6 or so months, putting together all this content. So couldn't be more thankful for the amazing work that they've done, that they did out of their own heart, just volunteering to help us bring this to youth because they're passionate about it. And, you know, what they said really resonated with me, and it couldn't be more true. If I look back on, you know, if I talk to any of my friends and ask them a conversation, do you have any regrets from when, you know, you were younger, some you wish you started doing in your 20s or, you know, late teens? I guarantee that most of them would say, I wish I started investing, or, you know, knew how to save my money appropriately. So, you know, I think that this is something that really resonates with me, because I understand that I wish I had this earlier. And so I'm happy that we can bring this to youth to really help them establish those important financial literacy skills. So a couple things before we pass it on to our final speaker, our chair of the board, Brittany Phillips, to wrap things up. I just wanted to say a couple quick more thank you. So thank you again to Whitney and Kaylee, of course, for the amazing work that they've done, to our for grant funder, the Ontario Trillium Foundation, for the work they've done, and also congratulations to them on, I think it's 40 years of granting. They've, you know, had such an impact on so many amazing community organizations. It'd be hard to find, you know, a nonprofit or charity in Ontario that hasn't, you know, benefited from the great work that they're doing. So, you know, a big thank you to them. A big thank you, of course, to our MPP from Burlington, Natalie Pierre, for being here and for the work that they're doing to uplift financial literacy as well. Thank you to our CYC for helping pilot test it and for giving so much amazing feedback, both at the outset when we first developed this idea and now as we're looking to improve the course. And to our friends from CM2 Marketing, of course, and Shannon, our CEO, who's really helped bring this project to life as well. As an original, I think it was originally her vision for why it came to life. So thank you to Shannon as well. So before we hand it off, I also have an exciting announcement to make. We had a door prize, as you may know, for folks that are registered by the deadline for the event. Shannon, do you mind reminding us what the prize was again? It was a detailing kit, is that correct?
Yes, I can't get my camera back on.
That's okay.
There we are. Yes, it was a full detail package worth over $350. So
amazing. So yeah, full detail package worth over $350, and it goes to, drum roll, Greg Wooten from CAS. So congratulations, Greg. Thank you for being here. We're excited we'll send you some more information via email on how to claim that so we can get that to you. So thank you for being here tonight. And one other thing I want to do as well before we close it off is I'm just going to push a poll out about partnership opportunities. We're very interested in learning who's here today, why you're here, and if you're interested in partnering with us on this. So feel free to complete the poll just so we can learn about why everyone's here and kind of how to best follow up with folks afterwards. So I'm just going to push this poll out, and you should see it pop up in terms of why you're interested in partnering with us. So I'm just going to leave that up for 30 seconds. And if you're not interested, that's okay as well. There's an option for that, but we're very much just interested in learning why folks are here today. So if you could just take 1 minute to do that, that would be great. And then I'm going to hand it off to our final speaker, and we are right on time, which rarely happens with webinars, so that's great. Okay, so we got the answers coming in, so that's great. Great to see why folks are here. We got good representation, looks like, from schools, from community organizations, from students who are interested in taking part in this. So thank you to all for being here. So that's great. Perfect. So I'm going to now hand it off to Brittany, our chair of the board, who's been an amazing support to this program, to the work that DTBY is doing, to say some final words and to close things off. So Brittany, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Drew. So I want to express my heartfelt appreciation to everyone for joining us today for DTBY's Financial Resilience Program launch. Excuse me. It's a privilege to be here on behalf of the board of DTBY and to celebrate and champion financial literacy. As Drew mentioned, my name is Brittany Phillips, and I'm the board chair of DTBY by day. And by day, I am also the marketing manager at SB Partners, a chartered professional accounting firm located in Burlington. So obviously, working with accountants, we can correctly assume that I am a strong advocate for enhancing financial health for both individuals and businesses. As a representative of SB Partners and DTBY, it would be a missed opportunity if I did not give a shameless plug for SB Partners Scholarship. So to be eligible, applicants must be a Burlington High School student intending to study accounting, business, or commerce in college or university. And it's a one-time $3,000 scholarship, and it's in collaboration with DTBY, granted through the Burlington Foundation. So if you know any high school students with aspirations of pursuing a career in accounting, business, please encourage them to apply, and you can apply directly on the DTBY website. Now, on behalf of DTBY, I need to extend my sincere thanks and appreciation to our dedicated operations team, Shannon and Drew, our Community Youth Council, for all your support, to MPP of Burlington, Natalie Pierre, Whitney LeVay, and Kaylee Lacey of Asante Capital Management and Financial Advisors for the DTBY Financial Resilience Program. Of course, our wonderful volunteers, mentors, and partners who have all generously given their time, treasure, or talent to make this program a success. Your support has been invaluable, and we're truly grateful for your unwavering dedication to empowering youth with financial literacy skills. So as discussed, throughout this program, students will learn essential concepts, budgeting, saving, investing, taxes, and these are all critical skills that will serve our youth well in the future. Because, you know, managing personal finances, starting a business, pursuing higher education, all these items, they require a good financial foundation. And I'm really confident that the knowledge and skills that the students will learn from this program will positively impact their financial well-being for years to come. Now, as I think we all know, financial literacy is a lifelong journey, and it's never too early to start building a strong foundation for a financial future. So I definitely encourage you all to educate any students that you have in your life, you know, provide those trusted resources and advisors to help our youth make informed financial decisions as they navigate life's challenges and opportunities. As the board chair, I'm immensely proud of DTBY for creating this initiative and encouraging students to participate in a program that invests in their financial education and future. I have no doubt that the participants will achieve great success in their lives, and I'm very excited to witness the positive impact these young people will make in our communities. So thank you once again for your dedication and participation today. I wish you all the very best. And just remember, dare to dream, dare to be financially empowered, and dare to be the change you wish to see in this world. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Brittany, for those amazing, inspiring words and for all your support for this program. Really, really appreciate all you've done. And yeah, that brings us to the end. So what I'm going to do is just share my screen with the contact information one last time, in case you wanted to get in touch with us. If you want to learn any more about the program, so feel free to check it out, DTBY.ca. Alternatively, you can go to enhanceyourfinance.tby.ca to see the course, to register, to learn more about it. You can, of course, email us as well at info@dtby.ca if you have any questions. So thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure, and have a wonderful afternoon and evening, and we hope to hear from you about potential partnership opportunities. Thank you.